The newly elected governors received certificates of return issued by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, earlier in the week. They also listed their areas of priority, while some pledged to tackle insecurity, poverty, and unemployment. Others said they would instill transparency and accountability in governance. The All Progressive Congress won in 15 states, People Democratic Party 9, and Labour Party and the New Nigerian People's Party won 1 each. The re-elected governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, said it was time to hit the ground running to redouble the efforts that would take Oyo State from poverty to prosperity. Rivers State Governor-elect Sim Fubara pledged that they would do everything within their power to live up to expectations by delivering on the mandate. In Kwara State Governor-elect Rahman Abdul-Razak has promised to continue his legacy projects and reforms across all sectors in the state. I still have with me to discuss this Olushola Jegede and as well Olufemi Lawson. Let me have your view on this. These governors made a lot of promises while they were receiving their certificate of return. What do you think is the greatest challenge Nigerian governors face today?
Well, the greatest challenge coming from what we've seen generally in Nigeria has been about employment, insecurity. And now that we have new governors on board, and we have also noticed that there is a kind of a constitutional amendment also ongoing, that the President Buhari has recently signed about the 16th constitutional amendment, and that laws will empower some states in some areas, especially on power generations, and the constitutional amendment recently signed by the President has allowed that. We hope that with the new incoming governors in different states, there are now more grants for them to cover their areas of development. Because if the development is ongoing, if the works of the government is going on a very serious level, the power has been generated, the jobs are going to be created automatically. Although it's not a direct job of any government to even be creating jobs, they are supposed to be creating jobs, enabling environment for businesses, for everybody to be able to create business. And we have seen the issue of a credit problem in Nigeria. There are a lot of Nigerians with small business ideas. They don't even have credit to push through those businesses. Most banks are not giving loans as it is today in Nigeria. And a lot of the Western economies that all of us want to join easily, their economies are always very good because a lot of them, they have easier model to kickstart business, to access credit and all that. All those were lacking in Nigeria. A lot of people with brilliant ideas, they have been kept to the same place because there's no way to fund those projects. We hope that the governors, they can be able to cooperate with the, of course, with the incoming president as well, and to see what they can do in their own domain to improve security, to build more infrastructures. When all those things are being done, more jobs are going to be created in the society, and that should be the focus of some of these governors that have been issued the certificate of return in my mind.
All right, let me come to you, Olufemi Lawson. Looking at the tax ahead these governors, especially the area of the inherited debts within the states, what would you advise?
Well, a lot of those governors are inheriting those debts from themselves or their predecessors from their political party. And that is why it is often important that we take this responsibility and our expectations away from these individuals who have been elected to making it a burden of responsibility for the political parties who they represent. You see, it is so unfortunate that a lot of times we look at these governors as being alpha and omega. Sometimes they start acting like sole administrators, forgetting that they are elected on the platform of political parties. The political parties and the citizens must have a clear-cut agenda, for these governors who have been elected on how our state should be governed. It is not enough for a governor to just wake up and begin to secure loans in the name of generations of citizens that are from the state. The party must be interested in what the governors are doing, how these funds that have been sourced are utilized. The citizens must also be interested. It is not enough for us to sit back and begin to wait for the end of these administrations and begin to hear these humongous amounts of monies that have been taken as loan by. So we must begin to look at not only repaying debts, as state governors or administrators of the various states. One of the ways out of this is to improve the productivity of these states. If we don't focus on productivity, if these states are not prosperous, we'll continue to see generation of leaders coming to run the states on the basis of debt, 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 and debt. And I think we must begin to look beyond that now. How viable are these states to pay the debt? No. How viable are these states to begin to generate wealth, to make sure that we are not debtor states like we currently have all over the country today?
All right, I've been speaking with Olushola Jegede, lawyer, and Olufemi Lawson, Executive Director, Center for Public Accountability. So far, thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the show.